Your LinkedIn content is, well, not getting you anywhere. And you probably have no clue why. That's why you're watching this video. I hear you because I was at exactly that same position about a year ago. And I was creating content regularly, diligently. And you know who liked it? My husband. I got one like, zero comments, of course. And I had no clue what was going on. Like, I thought I could write, but it wasn't doing anything for me or my business. But let me show you where I am a year later. So this is my increase in engagement. This is when I started, and then this is how it shot up. As you will see, there's a considerable number of likes and comments per post consistently. I've also grown my followers by over 25%. I have also gotten an 89% authenticity score, which measures how genuine and authentic you are on LinkedIn and how visible you are and how you're perceived. And I'm going to tell you exactly what changed. I identified the 5 critical things that were blocking my growth, and I did not even know it. So let's go through them because I guarantee you're making at least some of these mistakes now. Problem number 1, you're creating generic content that anyone could write. Here are 5 tips to grow your business. This is how you can be productive. You're giving general information, thought leadership content, which are boring. Nobody wants to read it. You can Google it and get those tips. But what people want to read and what the LinkedIn algorithm also favors is content that is specialized to you, something that only you can write because of an experience you had, an insight, an observation, a story, and also your brand positioning. What do you stand for? What do you have to offer? What is your purpose? And how does that relate to the content you're sharing? So if you are a founder in, let's say, the wellness space, then you can talk about why you started your business, what led you to it, what's the story behind it, what's the mission that you have with it, what are some of the observations you've had, what are some of the mistakes that people are doing, but make it extremely personalized to your actual insights and experiences. Here's a quick check you can do to see if your LinkedIn content is reflective of you and makes you stand out. Just ask this question. When you're writing a piece of content, is this content that anyone could write? Or is it something that only I can write? If the answer to the second question is yes, then you know it's a good piece of content that might attract some engagement. Because if you can write that, and if you write about the problems your ICP, your audience is having, and you understand that because of something that you have had in your experience, then your audience thinks, this person gets it. This person is different. I'm going to follow this person. I want to talk about this problem and I'm going to engage with this content. So stop writing generic content. Start creating content incredibly unique to you and to your brand. Problem number 2, you're posting without a system. I know the feeling. You sit down, look at LinkedIn, think, I should write something. Then you think of an idea and then you think, how am I going to write this one now? So you go back and forth, you try a few options, you revise it, you overthink, and it takes you so long, even if you post finally, that you're just burnt out and exhausted by the process. So you are not consistent. And consistency matters on LinkedIn. The algorithm unfortunately rewards people who show up regularly. If you're posting very randomly, like maybe here one time, maybe there, or once a week, chances are your visibility is not going to be great. So what you need is a repeatable content framework, a workflow that lets you go from idea to a published post very quickly without starting from scratch every time. For me, it's a 3-step framework. I have an idea, then I have a story to connect it to, and an offer. So idea could be something that I want to share or teach. Story is something from my insight, and offer is something that I want people to do as a next step. That could be get my newsletter, download my lead magnet, post a comment, engage with me, follow me, anything. But it encourages and asks the reader to take action. When you have a system, then you don't take so long to create. You are going to be more consistent and you are going to be more visible. Problem number 3 hits very close to home because this is something that I really struggle with. You don't understand LinkedIn's format. See, LinkedIn writing is not the same like blog or email or even ads. It has very specific frameworks that work, that has been tried by top creators. And if you look at the viral posts, they follow some frameworks or the other. For example, you need a very strong hook. You need to write short sentences which are optimized for mobile, but you cannot write like ChatGPT. You still need to make it sound like natural as if you're talking. You need to know what kind of content makes them scroll down further. How to start from the idea, bring in your story and bring in your offer, or the other way, start with the story, bring in your idea, bring in your offer. There are certain ways of writing the content in a format that makes people read through the whole thing, like it, or comment. I did not know this, and this cost me so much time following LinkedIn gurus and watching videos and everything to figure this out. So, what is the solution here? Learn and use top performing post format. Study what's working, use formats that have been tried by top creators, understand the kind of hooks that make people want to read further. You can also look at the posts that other people are writing and see which one makes you want to read further and why. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just copy paste what actually works. But here's the difference. Don't just paste directly. Don't do Control C, Control V. Do Control Shift V. If you don't know what that is paste as plain text. So add your own customization, like your brand, your story, and your voice, but start by taking the template and the format for what actually works. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've got to learn all these formats and do this manually. It's exhausting. Don't worry. I'll show you how I handle this in about 10 minutes a day. But first, let me share with you the last two problems. Here's problem number 4. Your content does not drive business. Here's what I mean. You're posting, maybe you get some engagement, you're writing regularly, but then what? Where are the clients? Where are the leads? Where is the business growth? You have to have a next step in your content so people know what they can do next. Like if you post a problem that you see on LinkedIn and you give a solution, then you can add a lead magnet that covers that solution in more detail. If you are posting a story about yourself and something that happened, and you like to share stories like that which lead to lessons, then you can say, okay, if you're interested in this kind of content, follow me for more tips on whatever. Follow me for knowing more about my journey on whatever. If you want them to lead to your YouTube channel, just put a link there and say, check out my videos for more content on this. So tell them where else they can get more of what you have to offer, usually for free, but sometimes it can be a paid offer as well. And you say, this is all the problems, this is how you solve them. This is what I do in my course or in my program or in my one-on-one sessions and my coaching, then contact me. So you can sign up for this. You can add the link in the comments, you can put it in the post, it doesn't matter, but you can give the link. Now, here's the thing, don't make it salesy, because maybe if you have like a zillion followers and your content is doing great, you can put one link in your post and people will sign up anyway. You can tell them 30% off sign up and people will do that anyway, but then you wouldn't be watching this video. So if you want to sell on LinkedIn, you have to kind of slowly take them through the process where they learn who you are, what you do, what you offer, and get more of your free stuff and build an idea of what you can do for them. And then they will sign up for it. So you need to have the right audience and the right stage of nurturing for them to do that. So don't be very salesy. Don't go on LinkedIn to sell. Go on LinkedIn to build your brand, for people to know you, for people to be more aware about you. If you want to do sales, fine, you can do LinkedIn ads, or you can do meta ads, or you can do some other forms of selling, like through email. But on LinkedIn, if you're very salesy, then likely it is not going to get a lot of engagement. But you should still add an offer and lead them to the next step in their journey with you. Problem number 5, you are using AI that doesn't know your brand. Now, of course, you're going to try to use ChatGPT or other forms of AI to create content faster. Everyone is doing that nowadays, and you should. If you're not, you should. But if you just type in a prompt and say, create a LinkedIn post about this, and it gives you something, and you just tweak a little bit and you publish, then that content is not doing anything. It doesn't have you. It doesn't have the frameworks that we talked about, the format that works on LinkedIn. It doesn't have your voice. It's just a LinkedIn post. I can go to ChatGPT and write a LinkedIn post in 10 seconds, but that's not going to make your content engaging. Generic AI doesn't know your stories, your differentiators, your offers, your brand voice, your personality, your insights, your experiences, your expertise. So the content it creates is bland and forgettable like everyone else's. What is the solution? Train AI to create content specific to your brand in a format that is perfect for LinkedIn. Now, I have tons more to share about my LinkedIn insights and journey, but before that, I quickly wanted to let you know about a solution that I created that helps you create LinkedIn content that gets you visibility and engagement without starting from scratch every single time. I call it my brand LinkedIn AI assistant, and it's not a prompt hack or some ChatGPT hack. It's an AI assistant trained on a very specific done for you workflow that creates content customized to your brand, your stories, your expertise, and your voice using formats that have already been proven to work on LinkedIn. I trained it on hundreds of viral posts and over 30 post formats from top LinkedIn creators. So every post is written in a format that has already been tested and worked. That's how I went from spending hours on every post to creating content that actually works for me in just a few minutes. And that's how I could stay consistent and my engagement and visibility shot up in the last year. If you want to know more about it, the link is in the description. All right, back to the video. Now let's break down the 3 core things that you need holistically to win on LinkedIn. I call them my 3 C's. The first 3 is clarity. A lot of people miss this and jump straight to posting, and I did this as well. But it's important, before you post, it's important to answer questions like, what do I stand for? Who is my content for? What pain point does it solve for them? What do I have to offer? Clarity means knowing all of this. And then to optimize your LinkedIn profile with this, your description, your banners, your call to actions, your featured sections, optimize your profile completely so that whenever somebody lands on your profile, they know exactly what you stand for and what you do. The second one, obviously, is content. But not just any content, content that's personalized to you, something that only you can create. And you can follow my framework of the idea, story, and offer. Take something that you want to write about, connect it to a story, an insight, or an experience that only you can have. And in the end, finish with an offer that you can connect your content to so people can take the next step. That's how you create content that's strategic, authentic, and conversion driven. And the last one is connections. And I'm not just talking about adding random people to your network. I'm talking about engagement, commenting on other people's posts, talking to them in DMs, appreciating and responding when they comment on your content. LinkedIn rewards engagement when you comment thoughtfully on other people's posts and not AI content, content that comes from you. When you show up consistently in their feed, then their connections also see your content, and that's how you increase your reach as well. But it's not just about reach. It is because building relationships will get you far on LinkedIn, not just content. Content is just a gateway to open those doors to get the connection. So there you have it. The 5 problems that I discovered why my LinkedIn content wasn't converting and what I did to fix them. In my next video, I'll share with you my exact system and routine that I follow to create and connect on LinkedIn and grow consistently. Because having all the frameworks and knowing all of this is great, but what you really need is an actionable plan, and that's what I cover in my next content. And if you want to check out my brand LinkedIn AI, this system that lets me create all of my content that gets me my LinkedIn growth, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.